Well, hello, fam. Welcome back to, we're continuing to do the Santa Tell Me chats. And I feel like this guy needs no introduction, but we know him, we love him. Daniel Lissing, welcome. Yay.
Hi everyone. Hi. Hi. Thank you so much for organizing this last minute. If you want to know the truth, folks, we're trying to schedule this for a few days now, and I've been busy, and Jeanette's been busy, and um, I literally just texted her on Instagram. I was like, "What are you doing in 45 minutes?"
Hey,
She's
we're
like,
gonna make
"Yeah, all right, let's do it."
yeah.
So thank you for that.
When Daniel DMs, we answer the call, that's for sure. So how have you been? You've been traveling a bit. You've
Yeah, yeah,
been
yeah.
busy, yeah.
Been to Australia. I finished a job in Winnipeg. Can't remember, June, July, something like that. No, when was it? I can't even remember now. August? August, maybe it was August.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, after that went to Australia for a few weeks, visited with the family because we're not going to go at the end of the year this year. Um, and yeah, it's been great, I've kind of been working back here. I've got my writing partner and my little production company. And my writing partner is Mike Good, and our little production company is called Story Forces. And basically, we're just right now, over the last few years, just writing, and building content. So we've got like a few things in our back pocket to take out to market next month.
Hey.
Well, this month actually, mid this month for one project, and next year for the next.
Oh, nice. That's exciting. Yeah, I loved seeing the picture of the two of you yesterday for voting day or Tuesday. Yeah.
So you're
So
voting,
it's
yeah,
it's
yeah.
always it's always encouraging when I see you two together because that means something's happening, something's in the works.
Oh, we would be every
Yeah.
day. I was literally working with him, doing we're writing a Bible right now for one of our
Oh.
projects,
Mhm.
and like a story Bible, a show Bible,
Mhm.
not the actual Bible. Um, um, yeah, for one of our projects. So yeah,
Yeah.
every day. Yeah.
And you got to see lots of family in Australia. Did you see your niece?
Of course,
Yeah.
it was her birthday. That's why we went then, actually, because it
Oh,
was my birthday, my niece's birthday, my stepmother's birthday, and my mother's birthday.
oh my
All
word.
in that. It was actually a like a 9 day period that all that happened. So that those few weeks that we were there was just a perfect excuse to just get family together. So
Yeah. And
yeah,
party after party for birthdays.
lots of parties. But I got to
Nice.
say, the 9-year-old birthday party was the best. Little Charlie Rose. Yeah, that was the best
Yeah.
one. Great to see
Yeah.
her.
That's awesome. Every now and then a picture pops up on Instagram, so it's cool to see her growing up since we knew you when she was born. Like
Yeah.
that's pretty
Uh,
crazy.
I think I told you this story once. I was maybe season three. Can't remember exactly, but it was season three when Calls Are Hard. Let's say.
Mhm.
Can't remember exactly. It was 9 years ago. Maybe it's season two. Um, and I was in the car with Erin. We just finished this long scene, and I knew that my sister was in the hospital, pregnant, in labor. The last thing I heard was like the night before, and I didn't really know what was going on, and I sort of reached out and like didn't hear back. But then I was literally in the car with Aaron driving back. We call it circus where all the trailers are. So we went from set to circus, and I got a phone call from the family just saying that all successful, all good. You're an uncle. And I literally broke down in happy tears in Aaron's arms. I was like, oh. So
Wow.
yeah, that was a good moment. Yeah, yeah,
I
for sure.
totally get that. I'm an aunt, and being an aunt is one of my favorite things. So I totally get that. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I don't think we've heard that story. That's very cool.
Oh yeah, that was when we filmed it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I thought I told you that before.
No, special.
Yeah.
Well, we have to dive into Santa Tell Me. First of all,
Well, sorry, haven't heard about it.
I've heard of that one just a
Yeah, I
little.
don't think anyone's been talking about it. What are you talking about? Santa what now?
Santa what now? I've only been posting like 82 posts a day for
Oh, yeah, no, I know. Yeah,
keep
in
up,
all
keep up.
honesty. Yeah. Super, super, super excited about this
Yeah.
one. I mean, really, Yeah, this is yeah, I don't know. Just ask questions. I'm gonna answer.
Well, does it feel
This is the
real?
truth. This is
Yeah.
the truth.
Yeah.
I I watched it last night. I got a screener and I watched it, and boy oh boy, are you in for a treat.
Cannot wait. Cannot wait. Can you believe it's actually finally here? You filmed it a while ago. I think we said February,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I can believe it. I can't believe that it is finally here. I
yeah.
can. It
Yeah.
is. Yeah, but it's funny because when you go back in your mind to a certain moment in time, you're really there, and then it's like when you think, oh, hang on, that was at the beginning of the year, and here we are now, and it does feel like it does feel like an instant, and that's the thing about memory. When you go back in your mind, you're like living there, right? You're kind of living in your mind. Then here we are in reality, and my goodness, time's passed, and
Yeah.
it's game time. Let's go, you know?
Seriously. Well, share with the fans a little bit about how the casting came about. I mean, everyone has been waiting for years, me personally, for like 10 years for this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, did you hear about it first? Did Aaron hear about it first? How did that all kind of
Most
go
likely
down?
Aaron. I'm pretty sure Aaron heard about it first, and I mean, I imagine that Aaron gets to pick and choose what she wants to do, and yeah, she chose. I mean, really wisely with this script. Ryan Landell's, who you did a great chat with. I watched that.
Okay, thanks.
Um, love Ryan. He yeah, he just wrote a fantastic script and directed so well. I mean, you saw how he was operating on set when you came to visit. But yeah, so I'd been advocating ever since I left When Calls a Heart for a movie with Aaron and I, and it was just never the right time. I sort of said that early on, and then we kind of just left it. And then, sure enough, out of the blue, Hallmark called my team and were like, we've got this script. Can we send it over to you? We'd like Daniel to play the lead and the male lead, And I read the script and I don't know what it was, but on upon reading the script, I'm like, I had this feeling. I actually said this yesterday when we did an Entertainment Tonight interview with Aaron and I. I said that I just had this feeling that Aaron was involved or attached. They didn't say that. They just said, "Do you want to do it?" And I was like, "Yes, I love the script. I love this character. It's different. It's not your typical formulaic um, Christmas movie where you have a couple that meet and they are kind of at odds with each other and they fall for each other and along the journey of the movie, every story is different, but essentially it's a Christmas romance, right? And so with this one, it was just um, there was a lot more kind of like physical comedy, a
Hmm.
lot of banter, a little bit of magic, you know, in this like literal magic in the
Yeah.
script, as well as like the metaphorical the magic of a
Yeah.
great script, um, and that there were other suitors, there were other male characters that this character Olivia had to kind of navigate, and
Mhm.
um, and that in itself was a point of difference. To have four potential guys in the one movie that
Yeah.
the lead actress could, or the lead actress character had to sort of like juggle and choose.
Yeah.
And so that was just done really in just such a funny, cool way. And that was a point of difference. And I just loved whenever you can do something kind of new and exciting, but still have the same kind of heart that Hallmark always has,
Mhm.
um, then yeah, that's what really drew me to this project. And my agent was like, said to me, I got a feeling that Aaron's involved. I was like, dude, I got a same feeling as well. And sure enough, after I said I was interested, they told us, yeah, Aaron's playing Olivia. I'm like, great, because I don't know of too many other actors that could pull off this character, knowing how well I know how Aaron works, over the years.
Yeah.
But I wrote her a message this morning. She's not replied yet, actually. She should. Did she reply? No. But I wrote her a message singing her praises. She
Yeah.
was. I mean, she's so bloody good in this movie. You
Yeah.
gotta, yes, I think audiences are gonna be absolutely delighted, and just seeing a different kind of side as well. I mean, I know she's done these romantic movies before, but
Mhm.
yeah, this is special.
Special.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
definitely picking up on after talking with Ryan and then Jess. Um, I
Hmm.
mean, the physical comedy they both mentioned as well. The magical piece is, I told Ryan, for me, the last like 5 years on Hallmark, probably my favorite movies have been the ones that tap into that like little kid, those feelings you had when you're a little kid, that magic that you have to
Love it.
suspend reality a little bit. There's something so special about those. So I'm so excited with this
Yeah,
one.
why not? I mean, that's the beauty of making movies is it gives us that respite from reality if we're making this kind of content. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, sure, there's plenty of um beautiful content out there that taps into a real ground level, grounded slice of reality.
Hmm.
Uh, you know, with their characters or a different world or a culture, whatever. But but I think these Christmas movies and these romantic movies and these rom-coms um need that respite. And that's what it's for.
Yeah.
It's that break. It's that warm feeling that you have when you watch
Mhm.
them. Um, Saying that this one, it just, ooh, I can't tell you how good it is. It's great. It's just shot so well, man. The team did such just a great job. The editing, the
Mm,
music, every element of it. I wrote Ryan a message this morning as well, congratulating him
yeah.
um and excuse me,
Well,
and yeah,
and we're already going to be pinching ourselves that we're seeing the two of you on screen again. Like, so there's already like that
yeah,
magical and that like, oh my gosh, is this really happening moment? Then you add Christmas magic on top of it that it's just like so
yeah. It's
yeah.
funny, we, when you're on the ground level like us of being just the actors that have to, show up for our, 5 a.m. crew call and read our sides for the day, read the scenes, step up on set and just slide into the character and do it. Sometimes you kind of forget you don't have your kind of like macrocosm perspective of like what this means, for these two actors to be working together again when you're in it.
Yeah.
And you take a step back, you go, oh, this is significant, I hope that we get a lot of eyeballs on this one because, it'd be a damn shame if we didn't because it's just really bloody good, as I said. But for Aaron and I to be working together again on just a different thing, playing completely different characters. I mean, yeah, you're going to see the same face and you're going to hear the same voice, and we're in the same world. We're in the same Hallmark world. So
Yeah.
there's a tone that you're familiar with,
Hmm.
but yeah, we're different characters. We're also different stages in our life and in our career. And so when we came together again, it was like new to us as well, familiar
Yeah.
and new, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, that was definitely you're working ahead on my questions because that was sort of my next question. Like, the first, it's only a 3 week shoot, which is so different than the Wing Calls days when you had months together. So
Yeah.
was there a little time, there getting back into the groove working together? And it has been a long time, so I
Uh,
have to imagine there's some of
if
that.
if I'm being completely candid, I
Yeah.
felt a little nervous.
Yeah.
I was like a little apprehensive when
Yeah.
I first stepped on set. I, I mean, it was kind of weird, if I'm
Yeah,
being
I
completely
bet. Yeah.
honest, I'm like, all
Yeah.
right, here we are again, let's do this. And
Yeah.
so, and also I didn't feel any pressure. I put personal pressure on myself of sort of things that I want to do,
Hmm.
um, internally with the character or with the job or whatever.
Hmm.
But I don't feel any outside pressure traditionally, but this time I did feel like a responsibility, I would say. I felt a responsibility to the fans, which is why I'm talking to you
Yeah.
right now, because it's all about you and the fans um, out there that have just been so supportive of me from the beginning. Um, so that's why, I wanted to talk. But um,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I did feel a responsibility to them and to just that whole, and also to Aaron as well. I mean, like, we hadn't worked
Yeah.
together on the show,
Mhm.
and the idea of working together again, it's like, all right, I guess we're working together again, mate. So,
Well,
yeah,
and
of
with that much time, you've both grown as people, you've both grown as actors. There's change that happens, so that's totally
course.
understandable. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah.
But all in all, great.
Yeah.
Just I think, I mean, geez Louise, she's great. She's just great. I can't
Yeah.
say that enough. I really was um impressed. I don't say
Yeah.
that in a like condescending way or anything like that. Like, because you know someone so well, and like, oh, I'm quite impressed with that acting. No, I was not expecting that. No, she's obviously great. But this particular character,
Yeah.
man, I'm watching it and I'm like, ooh, this is so tasty to watch. This is like so palpable. This is not a
Yeah.
side of Erin that I really got to work with and see as Elizabeth Thatcher. So that's
Yeah.
just like cool. That's just cool.
Yeah, very. Well, and for you, it wasn't just Aaron, there were a lot of When Calls the Heart faces on set, which was super fun. How was that for you? I mean, we had some of the makeup, hair. You got to see Jamie, the horse wrangler. Like,
Of course, yeah.
how does that feel for you? Like
Well,
memories?
yeah, catching up with the makeup and hair department that I was very, very close with. Love them. Same with Jamie. I'm still in touch with Jamie.
Yeah.
All of those people. It's like, this is an industry. Um, and if you're in the industry, you know what it takes to make something. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? You're
Yeah.
in it together, especially if you're on a series. You're just in it together in the trenches, long days. I mean, every single
Hmm.
day,
Yeah.
long days, lots of work. And you really get to know these people from a work's perspective. Because you're all in when you're on set, yeah, your personality shines through, but you also like you got your work hat on as well, and everyone's got a job to do. So you're not out there just
Yeah.
having fun. You're
Yeah.
out there like, doing what needs to be done. But in those circumstances, and you build relationships like that as well, of course, and then you catch up outside of work, and then you have your friendship outside of work. Um, but yeah, seeing people that that I worked with, on When Calls the Heart, there on that set was great. It's like seeing old mates, oh my God,
Yeah.
great to see
Yeah.
you in so long. Oh my God, we're gonna do this again. This kind of like energy. It was very nice.
Yeah. And then for me, seeing you in the same train station, you work together, it's like,
Exactly
what
right.
is that?
Season two.
Yeah, it's like,
Season
what is
two, I
happening?
remember that.
Like crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
well, tell us a little bit about your character, Chris. What can you tell us about him? What's he like?
Look, Chris is it's so funny. There's a few parallels with me, actually. Like
Oh, okay.
even his family story.
Yeah.
He has this moment where he talks about his, a little bit of backstory, where he's from, how his family is, his parents got divorced and remarried and have two separate families. And when he goes back to visit, he kind of feels like a little bit like torn between, and you
Mm-hmm.
know, kind of like all that kind of stuff. So I kind of was like, oh,
Yeah,
okay, I can relate to that a little bit. Um,
sure.
Not to that extent. Everyone in my world, everything's great, but for him, I can relate to it and use it.
Yeah.
Look, he's serious about his work. He's got passions, but he's doing things that he doesn't exactly want to be doing because he's got like other aspirations for himself.
Okay.
Um,
So
he
he works on Olivia's show with her, right? They're coworkers? Is that
This
the
is the
premise?
thing. He's a producer and director of a
Okay.
successful reality television show.
Okay.
Right? And that reality television show is called Model Home, right? And it's basically a house full of models, right? So it turned into some reality show with like a house full of models. I don't even know we don't go into too much detail on it, but I made it sort of
Okay.
like a almost like how they have all these what do they call it? They all show the real world
Oh,
or
right. Yeah.
the Bachelorette or whatever. They're
Yeah.
all living in the house together, whatever it is, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. So I had this vision in my mind of what it was, which was like a reality show where all these models are living together and they're renovating a house together, and whoever's the worst renovator gets voted off. That kind of stuff. It would be a funny show. So that's the story that I gave my guy. Anyway, that's not what he wants to be doing.
Yeah.
He actually wants to be doing, um, taking great old estates and refurbishing them, right?
Oh,
And
cool.
finding the
Hmm.
heart of a home.
Hmm.
And so that's the opportunity that he gets with Erin's character, where she is a home remodeler and works for this network and has her own little TV show. She does these specials, and she's been asked to do this Christmas special to remodel a home. And they've brought me in, who has this successful reality show, to be the director of it. Essentially, I come in, I've got a successful show, and essentially, I'm kind of like, steering the ship with
Gotcha.
the work that she has to do around the house, and through that, we butt heads. So. This, but also we butt heads until we start to get to know each other and realize that we're really on the same page with what we want to do. So my
Mhm.
character is serious about his work. He's a man of integrity. He's a man of depth. He is stubborn. He is, a little short sometimes.
Mhm.
He knows what he wants, and he's not afraid to tell what he
Mhm.
wants.
Yeah.
But he's also not afraid to acknowledge a good idea, or he's not afraid to acknowledge when he was wrong. And he was a little, he comes into it in interesting circumstances where um, they really start off on uh, the wrong foot, and so he's instantly got his guard up and his back up, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So they don't start well. Both of them are like not necessarily loving the dynamic at the start, and
Mhm.
but have to do it because this is an opportunity for both of them. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
So so with the comedy piece, do you we first of all the sneak peek claim came out, which with the snowball with her hitting, I was laughing out loud. So if
yeah.
that's any indication, like
Oh,
just
there's so many great
yeah,
moments. There's
yeah,
so many great
yeah,
moments
yeah.
like that. Um,
So does your character get a lot of comedy,
I was
or are
laughing out
you?
loud.
Yeah.
I was, and I, these, it takes a lot for me to like really be laughing out loud because I kind of see the gags.
Yeah.
With this, I read the script, kind of knew it was coming,
Mhm.
but I seeing it on the screen and seeing how everyone played it, and the edit is so good on this. It's just
Oh, yeah.
working really well.
Yeah.
So, and that really helps with, the if you're able to do these quick cuts to get the timing of the gag and the
Yeah.
comedy,
Yeah.
um, it really it really elevates it, and they just nailed it. They just nailed it. So
Yeah.
and of course the performances were just like, I mean, some of these facial expressions throughout are pretty funny. I'm not going to give too much away
Does,
with it.
right. Does
So
Chris interact much with the other guys, or is each story kind of separate?
there's one moment that there's a uh, a interaction with Chris Russell's character,
Okay.
and yeah, he's great, a lovely guy.
Yeah.
And I got to meet all the guys, and there was one scene where we were all in the same. We didn't interact with each other, but we were all in the same scene together. Nick, yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
we've seen
that one. Yeah, yeah.
the candy cane beat down, as I like to call it.
Exactly. It's really funny. Um, and so yeah, I mean the guys are great. They're just really
Yeah.
nice, lovely actors, and
Yeah.
they killed the work, and everyone did their job, and that's all you can ask for. And you never
Mm,
know. Look, something can read really well on paper, something doesn't read that well on paper. Some
yeah.
edits are great, some aren't, some music, this, that, whatever. You can have no control over it as an actor, you
Yeah.
know? As an actor,
Yeah.
you stand on your mark and you say your lines and you try and feel the words that you're saying.
Mm,
You've got one job to do, and we're just all one piece of the puzzle, every department.
yeah.
And sometimes those pieces come together and it works. It just works. And in this movie, Santa Tell Me, it works, I'm telling you.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
really does. All the
Yeah.
elements just come together in this. For me,
Yeah.
I think that this, yeah,
So, so from an actor's perspective, with
yeah,
Ryan being both the writer and the director, how
yeah.
does that affect the performance as far as do you feel free to ad lib, or is there a little more pressure knowing that he's the writer to kind of stick to the script, or how did that
Look,
go for
look, where it's always about a respectful collaboration. And
you?
if you're a director like Ryan is, then that's a conversation that you have before you walk on set. That's the conversation I have with everyone I work with. If I'm the lead, if I'm just a guest role, then I don't ad lib. I say my words,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I leave it to the stars to have their do their thing.
Mhm.
And but if I am, and I'm going to be working closely with the director, on a project, then we'll have those conversations right up front. And I'll be like, how do you like to work? This is how I like to work. I'm very collaborative. I'm super easygoing. If I have
Mhm.
something I feel really strongly about, I'll come and talk to you about it
Yeah.
and pitch my case. And if you don't like it, tell me to piss off.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but no worries. I've got thick skin, so I'll just do the job, and we just want to know that we're all in this just to tell the best story we can.
Mhm.
So with Ryan, um, number one, you honor the text as much as you can, no matter who writes it. If something's not coming out right, then you talk to the director and say, "Hey, is there another way that I can say this? That can I try this line? Can I try this? Is that all right? Are you cool with that? Hey, in this moment here, do you mind if we swap this for this? And he's like, yeah, cool, no worries. He was so like Ryan was so he wrote a great script, and then he was like, look, what's in my head and what the actor does is it might be two different things because every actor might come from a different perspective. As long as we're telling the story
Mhm.
in in the way it's supposed to be told, because there
Yeah.
is, a story we need to tell
Yeah.
in every moment to get to those crucial turning points and those beats that lead us to take us on that journey, lead us to
Mhm.
the end.
Yeah.
Um, he was totally cool about it. And if he felt strongly about something, he said as well, he's like, let's do it my way. Yeah, cool. Okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Just
and, yeah,
witnessing him.
or like a lot of directors, all right, just try one for me with this,
Yeah.
and then they'll use that take.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great. I mean, by the way, I threw in a few ad lib lines through this movie.
Okay.
One in particular, I wonder if you can figure out which one it was. It was
Well,
two words.
two
Well,
words. Interesting. Well,
yeah,
fans are curious if there will be any moments that remind us of Jack and Elizabeth, or if you and Aaron like threw any little Easter eggs in there or
she
anything.
did.
She did?
She,
Okay.
yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Um, you know, with me, I didn't have a thing. I just sort of stand on my mark and say my words and try and feel it. That's it. I don't have any like,
Right. Yeah.
I don't think about it too much. I kind of just like just do it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, there you go, Aaron, Juilliard, me watching YouTube videos. Um, so, so,
Well, I
you know,
definitely think there will be looks for sure I mean, I already posted
there,
mine.
there
I'm
there
like,
is
look at
absolute, there's
the
absolutely no doubt
yeah.
that you will see and feel Jack and Elizabeth there. At least we have a rhythm with each other. We
Mhm.
just have a rhythm.
Oh,
We we're this is the thing I think is my favorite part about working with Aaron is that when the scene is happening and we're in the scene together, we're
mhm.
watching and we're listening to each other and we're responding to each other in real time. And if she does something, I'll react to it. And if
Yeah.
I do something, she'll react to it in real time. If she says something and she's got a look on her face, I'll clock it. And we're she it's just about being giving, and she'll give. That's
Yeah.
all it is. It's just really being there with each other.
Yeah.
That's the best thing about working with Erin. Because
Mhm.
when if I ad lib something, she'll throw it right back. Or she
Yeah.
does something with her hand, and I'll go, oh, we're
Yeah.
just there in the boom, 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 boom together. And
Yeah.
I've had that with a few people I've worked with, but it's almost like a shorthand at this point with Erin because she's such a giving actor. So I try to be too, but sometimes it's not reciprocated. It's just everyone has their own method and their own way of delivering the character. And there's no right or wrong answer, really. If it
Mhm.
translates on screen,
Yeah.
how it feels on set is irrelevant.
Yeah.
Could feel
Yeah.
terrible on set and clunky and weird, and then you see it in the edit and go, I don't know how, but this really works, you
Yeah.
know? Other times it feels so good and simpatico, and you feel like we're so in the zone, killing it, and then you see it on screen going, but anyway.
Well, and with the two of you, like you didn't have to do any of that, especially with a 3 week shoot. You didn't have to do any of that. Like, how do you work? How do I work? How do like you guys had the baseline there. It was just
Yeah,
all the icing on the cake to the performance, really, like focusing on.
sure.
Yeah.
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 It was easy.
Yeah.
But the thing is, because we've worked together before, but I have done these where I've met the lead actress for the very first time, and it you get to know these people, but you got a job to do. You're an actor, and most of the time anyway, you're playing characters that are meeting for the first time on
Right. Yeah.
screen,
That makes
you
sense.
know.
Yeah.
So when you do that and you really are meeting for the first time, then you just use that.
Yeah.
If you're doing the more like we've kind of fallen for each other at this point scenes, then
Yeah.
then you've got to switch to that other part of your brain and imagination and serve
Yeah.
the text and yeah,
Yeah. Well, I know you're limited on time, so just have a couple more. One,
there you go.
no, I
Quick
lost it.
fire,
I
Edwards. I'll
lost
do.
it. A quick one. Okay. With Ryan being new to Hallmark, and there's so many. It sounds like you touched on this a little bit, but what would you say makes Santa Tell Me stand out from the rest, or a little different from the rest? Besides the fact that it's our two favorite actors in it.
Yeah. Let's leave the acting aside because the acting's great.
Yeah.
Like Aaron, myself, the whole team, everyone that played it. Jess was fantastic.
Hmm.
Um, So one thing that if I'm going to get specific about it, the DP was great. You know, the
Mm,
director of photography.
mhm,
We're not a lot of the time when you've got a limited amount of time and you've got a limited budget, it's fast and furious. You know what I mean? You've just got to light the shot as quickly as you possibly can, and
yeah.
you've just got to get the coverage. Let's get in here, or let's do one establishing shot. Let's do the medium close up and close up on the two cameras. Let's just get it done and turn around, split sides, and get it done. And it's fast and furious when you've got a small budget, and so a lot of these movies, um, you know. Don't feel as cinematic as they could if they had an extra 3 days and an extra, $500,000 budget. You know what I mean? Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
so with this one, we did have extra days, and there was time,
Mm,
so we were able to light um, shots accordingly. And I think that there was with the edit and kind of what was in Ryan's mind was to actually make it a little more cinematic. So when
mm,
you've got these scenes in wide shots, you've got nice 50/50s, you've got dark, dusty rooms. You don't have a Christmas tree as well in every single shot. So the set design in this was, in
yeah,
some of these movies, it's like every single frame, even before is like Christmas, 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 and you don't earn the Christmas at the end, You're so
yeah.
overwhelmed with it. It's like,
That's
okay,
so
we get
true.
it, Yeah, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? And
yeah,
so with this one, it was when we went to a dilapidated house, it was a dilapidated house. It
yeah.
looks like it wasn't, it was beautiful. But the set design
Yeah,
was phenomenal. The prop people were phenomenal. Every crew made it feel really cinematic and real.
mm,
And there's some nice movement to the movie. There's some great editing with a quick
yeah,
cut.
yeah.
So, and also we got an opportunity to sort of use, because I think there was a little bit of budget on this one. We got an opportunity to, shoot in the middle of Vancouver on a
Mm,
outdoor ice rink, which we saw you at.
mhm,
Um, we got the opportunity to sort of, get into these sort of real places, real homes, and
yeah.
um, these cool sets and all that kind of stuff. So
Mhm.
that, and by the way, that's maybe like the Hallmark model. That's maybe what they're doing. I haven't done a Hallmark movie for so long, and
Mm.
I literally don't have cable, so I don't, I don't really watch. I mean,
Right.
it's not my target demographic, and also it's like when calls are hard. It's hard for me to watch it because
Mm, mhm.
I there's no magic for it because I'm like, oh yeah, I know what's behind that wall. I know how they shot that. I know that's not Nate there. Oh yeah, there's Aaron. So for me, there's
Yeah.
the magic of it ha-
Hmm.
is kind of like lost on me. Same with these Christmas movies,
Yeah.
because I'm
Yeah.
like, I know a lot of the people in the world when I watch the Christmas movies, I'm like, oh yeah, cool. They shot in Jamestown there. They shot in this place there. Yeah, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know this actor. All right,
All
sweet. Oh,
right.
it's pretty easy. So
Yeah.
you know, uh, so for me, it's like I've seen behind the curtain a little bit, but
Hmm.
with this one, and because I haven't watched Hallmark movies, these
Yeah.
Christmas movies, for a while, I think it. I might have to start if it's anything like Santa Tell Me, because I
Right.
watched Santa Tell Me last night, and in all honesty, I'm blown away.
Oh,
I'm blown
yeah.
away of
I love
how
it.
cinematic and cool and
Mm,
it's just done so well. And
yeah.
I will say I'm very, very, very proud to be a
Mm,
part of this project. And
good.
and to go back to the original Hallmark family, I hope they hire me again for
Yay.
projects, you know?
Yeah. Yes, we would love to see more of you there for sure.
Yeah.
Well, to wrap it up, and since you just saw the movie, without spoiling anything, tell us what, do you have a favorite scene that we can be on the look out for without giving it away? That's the challenge.
You know, I don't like Smiley Dan, if you know what I mean.
What? That's the money shot. Wait, do you know how much
Ah, forget that. No, I don't
fan
like
art I make of
the
Smiley
Mr.
Man?
Nice Guy. I find that it's all nice and all that. Like, he gets there, right? He ends up being
Yeah,
a sweet guy. You know, this is what we're
yeah,
going. This is the world we're living in. But
yeah.
in this movie, but I like my favorite scenes are when I'm a bit grumpy at the start. That's my
Oh,
favorite
okay.
scene.
That's fun. I do like
Yeah.
Angsty Dan. Angsty Dan's can be fun too.
Yeah, but I judge it differently. You know,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
look at it. You know, if I was watching two other actors in this movie, what would be my favorite scene? It would definitely it'd be the last scene. It'd be the
mm,
last scene,
mm,
or definitely the lead up to that last sequence.
mhm,
It's a really exciting, heart-stopping sequence that it's a
yeah,
race against the clock. I love that sequence, and I love that there's magic in that moment as well. So if I wasn't me and I was watching another actor, that would be it. Yeah.
Good. Well, hearing you be so excited about it is only gonna, it makes me so excited and everybody watching. So thanks for
By
squeezing
the
us
way,
in.
everyone, lower
Yeah.
your expectations. Lower your expectations. Don't get too excited.
I'm
Just
sorry.
another Christmas movie. No, it's not. It's going to be awesome.
I was gonna say there's no way
Do
we're
me a
lowering.
favor.
Yeah.
Don't freeze frame that and take a screen grab and put it on Instagram. All right?
That's not my style. You're good. You're good. I
Okay.
don't know about the rest of the people watching though. They might.
Everyone's going to do it now.
Yes. All right. Well, before we stop the recording, let me just remind everybody 2 nights away. Well, I'm not sure when this will get posted, but Saturday night we will see you there, 8, 7 Central on Hallmark Channel for what Dan describes as the best movie ever. You keep those expectations high.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. And thank you so much to all the people watching this, all the fans out there. I love you. And, you know, yeah, I appreciate you very, very much. That's it.
Nothing but love right back. You got it. And
Boom.
we'll see you on the next one. Boom. Love it.